Hello and welcome to a Celtic World, where today we have a very interesting spread of locations. The common site of Dano in Seoul. What up, Dano?
Hey, how's it going, Gav? Man, good to be back on. Common, come on.
And if he unmutes himself and we can hear him speak,
Hello.
from
Hello.
Umbria in Italy, it's Killian. How's it going, Killian?
Good. I'm all good. Very happy to be on. Can't wait to start talking about Celtic.
Okay, good man. Now, long-term viewers of the show may recognize the name Killian and the image of Killian. We featured you before. You're Mickey in Rome's son,
Yeah.
and we featured your footballing talents on the show before and your story overcoming issues with your sight and everything. So that's where people know you from before. I know everybody enjoyed all of that stuff when we featured you maybe 2 seasons ago, I think.
Yeah. Maybe 2 seasons ago. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're not here to talk about you specifically, Killian. We're here to talk about Celtic and all the news and everything that's going on. So you're a regular contributor today, so you're very welcome.
Thank you.
And who else is welcome? Everyone in the chat. Let me run through a few of the hellos. There's 420 somewhere, trying to lead us all astray with his predilections. Smell the glove, saying hello. McLaughlin P. Some of the heavy hitters in the chat there, all saying hello. All right. So, what are we going to talk about, Killian? I hear you ask. Well, let me tell you. Here is the thumbnail for today's show. Encouraging signs. Obviously, a bit of a play on words. We like a play on words. There's a sign being given by camiloduran there, Forza Colombia. And we're seeing encouraging signs from our team at the moment, this stage of the season, and indeed some encouraging signings. See, it works on so many levels, Killian. That's how you do this. So, first of all, what happened in Colombia, Dano? Why is he sending a message out to his home country?
I was kind of wondering that myself. I mean, power to Colombia. Have I would guess some kind of earthquake or natural disaster or something
Terrible
bad happened.
earthquakes. Terrible
Yeah,
earthquakes. Buildings falling down, masonry falling out of buildings, people running out of buildings thinking they're safe, and then the whole front of the building falls on them.
man, earthquakes down there, whether it's Mexico, anywhere along the Ring of Fire, are terrible, man. And yeah, I didn't happen to catch that, but given the experience over the years that we have, as opposed to our new colleague down below, yeah, that makes sense, man.
Has there ever been in an earthquake, Dano?
Yeah, I was in LA, maybe like a 4.5, something like that. I didn't really feel it, but I remember watching the news that night. And, they showed some footage from a grocery store or something like that. And just everything falling off the shelves. Like the place getting, not really devastated, but anything that wasn't tied down, falling all over the place. So I can't say it was really a terrifying experience for me personally, but yeah, watching that was like, okay, yeah, this is definitely different from the Midwest when I saw it.
How about you, Killian? Any earthquakes in your part of the world?
Occasionally, not big ones certainly where I am, but there's the occasional earthquake. Not very often, though. Every couple of years, maybe. Last one was when I was in middle school, so that would have been about 4 or 5 years ago.
Frozen.
Yeah, there have been a couple around here in Korea too that I didn't really feel, but later on people reported about it. So I've never really felt them.
I felt a couple here, and one when I was in Costa Rica, which was a bit scary because we were staying in these sort of hillside huts, with like on stilts, like a massive stilts at the front and small ones at the back. And I'm just thinking, this whole thing's going to go any second.
Yeah. Ring of Fire, man. It's wild.
All right. Well, let's get on with the game. Should we do that? Yes, let's do that. starting lineup. Let's come to you, Killian. What did you think of this starting lineup? There's a few changes in there.
Well, I thought it was fairly routine, apart from obviously Donovan, because Johnson's injured. Chamberlain, obviously, in for Engels. And Tenecti, I was actually quite surprised to see, because I was expecting Yang to start, but he wasn't even in the squad. Any idea why?
I don't know why, but I've just see this from Mark Duffy. There's heavy feedback or poor grounding in one of the mics.
Yeah, I've been here. I've been hearing that too. I'm not.
Could that be mine, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, somebody's.
I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do about it at this stage. I think we're just going to have to soldier on. Why was Yang not playing? No idea. Glad Tenecti did, though.
Played well. Did good for himself.
Had a good game, man. The only thing I was noticing was Scales out of the left. I mean, it made sense just because, yeah, you know, I mean, I think they wanted to save KT for the later day. We don't really have a lot of backup there, but yeah, that's, you know, aside from what Killian said, I thought that raised a few eyebrows, but it made sense overall, and yeah.
Okay, everyone in the chat, they're telling us to just get on with it and stop fanning about with technical conversations. So, all right, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Bit of fanning about at the start of the game. They had some opportunities. This is a cross being nodded back, and then your man runs onto it, whoever it is, gets a shooting opportunity, and it hits the post. First of several incidents like that. And then they had another chance just from the edge of the box here, a curling shot that also hit the post. Sinisalo beaten all ends up for that. So it looked like Dundee United had come to play. And it took us a little while to get in control of it. Now, you mentioned Tenecti there, Killian. He had a couple of chances to put balls in, and he didn't clear the first man. And then here's McGregor saying he's had enough of that nonsense and he's going to show him how it's done.
Yeah.
So he picks up the ball here, runs down to the byline and then puts a bit of elevation on it. Did you think Casper Hu should have done better here?
I think he could have got over a little bit more, considering the cross is pretty much perfect. Reminded me of James Forrest cross that he does so often. And yeah, I think he could have got over a little bit more, but he was being marked quite tightly, so maybe it's a little bit harsh on my end.
Yeah, I think he could have done better myself. Dano, you're a harsh critic.
I wasn't too critical of that one, you know. It was a great cross. I mean, he put it right on the money. Yeah, he could have done better, but I don't know. That's football. Kind of like Dundee. Bad luck. I wasn't too critical of that. There was a later moment where I was thinking we have to score right there with who, but that was okay, man. And it's early doors, so not the end.
Early doors, and of course now we're without Engels. We don't have a free kick or corner specialist, or do we? Negrin stepped up, took an absolute peach of a corner, and Trusty's on the end of it. Dano, did you enjoy this?
This was really a fantastic little flick on, man. I mean, this was a good goal. Yeah, of course I enjoyed it. I mean, what are you gonna say? Fabulous.
Well, I thought it was interesting. People are saying this is straight off the training ground and everything. Killian, you know, with our new set piece coach. Yeah. This is look at Trusty's starting point there on the penalty spot. And then where he made contact was right on the corner of the 6-yard area. So are those the kind of runs you make to nod them in at the near post, Killian?
I try to, but the crosses normally aren't as good as I'm sure is completely unexpected from players that aren't professional. But sometimes I run there, sometimes I run to the back post. But that cross was absolutely perfect, and it was a great header from Trusty. So very pleased that we're not wasting money on set piece coach.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of not wasting money, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain came in on a free, didn't he? So he showed his quality in this game, did he not, Dano? Some gorgeous passes across the field, down the line.
Yeah, I thought so. And there's just something about what Oxlade-Chamberlain kind of brings to the table. There's just that certain quality that he shows a lot of the times when he's on the ball or passing or kind of controlling midfield. He still shows flashes of something we kind of need at his position every so often. I'm not saying the guy's been perfect since he's been here, but I thought he had a very, very good game, and was kind of unlucky to not have more scores and more tallies going on by the end, either assists or goals. He had a very good game as well. So, like, as far as surprised by the performance, yeah, Tunekti and him kind of brought something. They showed me something as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm. And here's an incident involving both of those two. Sumptuous pass here by the Ox, right into the path of Tunekti.
Yeah.
Which didn't come to much, I don't think. But ultimately it came to this point, I suppose. Negron picks it up here. He was visibly more involved in the midfield play. I thought dropping back quite a lot to get on the ball. He picks it up here and releases Oxlade-Chamberlain into the box. Okay, he cuts it back, and ultimately Duran scores, but not without controversy, Killian.
Yeah, I've seen that around on the different social media platforms that it should have been a foul. Personally, I think he just gets his body in the way, and it's just football's a physical game, so I don't think there's much in that. But I can see where the other viewpoints come from, and I just think it's there's nothing in that. It's fair play from Duran.
Okay, well, there's two incidents really that they're complaining about. One is the handball from Who, and the second is Duran getting his leg in before he takes a shot.
The
handball apparently is according to the rules. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. If I'm following on from what you were saying, according to the rules, it the foul should have been awarded, and I'm not. Pardon me. I'm not too sure about what the rule was. So if you want to finish off what you were saying there.
Well, look at this tweet here from CERN. They might not like the rule, and I can understand that, but to claim it wasn't applied correctly for Duran's goal and its corruption is plain lies and falsehood. Accidental handball that leads to a teammate scoring a goal or having a goal-scoring opportunity will no longer be considered an offence, according to this. This is a different opinion. The ref's view, in our opinion, the accidental handball was immediately before the attacker got the shot away, and the handball actually allowed the movement of the ball to change. So there's that. Then there's some supporter complaining that both of these things were fouls. First one should have been a free kick for handball, free kick to United. And then Duran does exactly what Dessers did. Do you remember with, what's his name? Swedish fella, Lagerbielke, just getting the leg in front. And therefore that should have been a foul. And then I think this should probably be the last word from Fitzy Boy. You really must be mentally challenged to be greeting so much about that. Hugh was clearly fouled, ref allowed advantage. Duran scored. One of 4 goals, remember. Not a last-minute winner. Dry your eyes, you big fucking Jesse. It's the kind of analysis we like, Dana.
Yeah, that's the kind of top-notch analysis that we,
In depth.
continue to follow Scottish football for. I think the key there is that the refs obviously viewed it as an accidental handball in the build-up, and the immediacy of it wasn't there, which I totally agree with. Say what you want, yeah, I'm pulling for the boys or whatever, but that seems to me to be a very reasonable interpretation of the rule. It's not as black and white as that first guy made it. And the other thing was, he definitely got brought down on that cross by the defender, which you could also argue was a penalty in and of itself. I think they kind of let play go on. But it seemed to me to be a perfectly reasonable application of the rule, which I kind of had to look into myself, like right when it happened. I mean, the ball definitely touched his hand, and I thought, wait a minute here. But, yeah, all's well that ends well.
I mean, we're just back to this bloody he said, she said that's going to be going on all season about refereeing decisions. They clearly could have had a guy sent off for 2 bookable offences, which didn't happen.
Right.
And, there were incidents in other games as well that I've seen people losing the rag over. So
it never ends, man.
I mean,
basketball
ends.
or football. This is the main. It never ends. This is the main weakness with both sports, basketball or football. It's too interpretive for the refs. So I mean that's just going to go on all the time, forever. Doesn't matter. If you love the game, you love the game, and that's part of it.
Yeah, and like last season was exhausting because of the shiteness of our play, right? And all the stuff going on with the board. And,
God.
I don't want any of that this year. I want to be as positive as possible. And this kind of shit kind of brings me down as well. Arguing over decisions left, right, and center. So let's just move on, shall we?
Yeah, it's never going to happen.
In the end, it's just 5 in a row, going on 6.
Yeah.
5 in a row.
Yeah, no, I mean, just what our first 3 games have been way more joyful than maybe the entire season last year. I mean, the way we're scoring goals and doing our thing so far, I'm counting my lucky stars, to be honest. The sour grapes and everybody complaining about the refs. It's never going to end, man. It's never going to end, especially given the rivals across the way who are always whinging and complaining about everything. So it doesn't matter.
It goes both ways. There are bad decisions for all teams.
It goes both ways. The complaining and the whinging never stops. That's part of the game.
Mm-hmm. People commenting on my, what did I say, shiteness? Is that not a word? Maybe not. Stay tuned, Tony. We'll be featuring that later on in the show. What you're referencing there. Anyway, let's get on with the game. Couple of good moments by Colby Donovan, who has come in for quite a lot of stick, given that he might be our right back in this crucial Champions League qualifier, Dano.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of moments back to back here where he showed his defensive qualities, stopping the crosses coming in, especially this one, which was a very dangerous moment after Callum McGregor was robbed in the middle of the park.
Yeah. I disagree that he had like a bad game. There were moments where he definitely got caught out. I think defensively, I was a little bit shocked by center of the park for us. The chances they got, and I mean, what did they go off the bar or the post like 5 times? I mean, it was a pretty lucky clean sheet for us and an unlucky one for them. But Donovan, he didn't get, he didn't score anything that I would say was a good game by any stretch of the imagination. But I think it kind of fit how he's played for us so far. Not terrible, definitely not like some kind of shining star or somebody who's really showing out when he goes out there. But I think he's generally done a pretty serviceable job, but whether that's up to Europe is another question. And I would agree with the fan base that
given
he's got
that
some development to do. Given
that this was the game before the big Champions League match, all we wanted to do was avoid him having one of his liability moments,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
avoided that. He did
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't see bringing Bricky on as some kind of solution to that problem for any European tie. So we're kind of where we're at. I would definitely rather put, Donovan out sans AJ. So
Would you?
that's what it is.
He's also got some European experience from last year. I thought he played quite well in some of those games, like Feyenoord, for example. He showed good bits of quality there.
Yeah, and I mean, as far as putting Bricky out again versus giving the youngster a chance to go out there, like we do right here on a Celtic World, I'd rather put the youngster on the starting lineup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a bit like we did with Ralston a few years ago against Paris Saint-Germain, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, exactly, and it's something I think is that really has been lacking at the club for a long time now. Like giving the young kids, the academy kids, a chance to get out there in the starting 11 who clearly deserve a shot, and then they just get sold for peanuts.
Ideally, that's Ross County at home, not Champions League qualifier.
Yeah. There is a situational context.
Well, what about this situation, Killian? They're doing their nothing. How's this no been given, by the way? Ticks every box for a handball. Says this poster.
Well, one thing I heard the commentator saying on Premier Sports is that it was the T-shirt line. So that's not a handball, but obviously T-shirt line is very subjective. But to me, it looks like it's high enough to be the shoulder. So it's glued, so it's not a handball. That's what it looks like to me. Like,
but it's like that dress that was on the internet a few years ago. Some people saw that it was white and blue. Other people saw brown and yellow. If someone gets it into their head that that's hitting his arm, his skin, you can show them it 1,000 times. They'll never see it.
Yeah. The rules need to get a little bit more objective. The rules need to be objectified a little bit more, I think. It could do with some...
That's what I was thinking. What if everyone wears long sleeves? It's very hard to determine.
Well, that's just never a handball. Let's say that then.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
All right.
Never has been.
So there was that moment on 36 minutes. Then 38, you expect Negron to score here. This is tailor-made for him. You think he's just going to lift it into the top of the net there, Daniel. But unfortunately, he doesn't give it his usual elevation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
good move, though, man. Would have been a great goal.
And then we talked before about Negron maybe stepping into the breach as the set-piece guy. He takes a fantastic free kick here, Killian.
Mm-hmm.
And
very good.
It's one of those that any touch and it's a goal because it was so sort of deep.
It was a great free kick. Yeah, he's really stepped up this year. I think he's really polished up his game after the World Cup. I remember Maida did that as well after the one in Qatar. He came back and he was magic, and I think that's just a big confidence boost for him. For us, seeing that he's that not only is he scoring goals and getting assists, but he's also involved in build-up play more. He's not giving away cheap passes, not giving away the ball as much. He's holding on to it. He's really turning into some player. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of him this season.
Yeah, I think the quality.
Just imagine his stats.
Also, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Daniel.
No, go ahead. I think the quality he saw at the World Cup has kind of inspired him,
And now that he's playing with the big man up front, or he's got a couple of good strikers possibly, or better players around him, basically. And he could be the new set-piece guy. I mean, his stats could be insane by the end of the season. And
he seems to have a really good relationship with Casper Hu as well. Even in the interviews, you see them laughing a lot.
Yeah, those two are definite bros. They either knew each other before, or they just saw each other during preseason. Like, what's this, man? They just got along like that, man. Thick as thieves. They're obviously enjoying their time together. Great.
There's a vote of confidence from Paddy Lavery. He's a difficult man to impress, Killian. So.
That's right. That's good. Good to hear. Good to hear.
All right. Yeah, so there's that moment that we see. Where are we here? All right. Yeah, that Scales was very close to putting a head on that, I have to say. And then Casper, who outmuscles a guy on a line here on the far touchline, cuts inside and plays a ball that's just a wee bit too heavy for Duran to get the shot away. But the good player that Duran is, and he's a really good player, he just takes his time and then goes for the assist and plays an absolutely gorgeous ball, Dano, into the back post here.
Yeah, this is the one that, as far as minuses for who, I thought we definitely should have buried this. But it's all right, man. Hat trick last week on 30 plus minutes, so we're good. I think he had a decent game overall, but yeah, this was a beautiful pass, man. Just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he's twice the footballer that Casper who is. Am I allowed to say that, Killian? Who could be a deadly striker and gets on the end of things and stuff, but in terms of skill and touch and all of the things that make up a classy looking footballer, Duran has it all, doesn't he?
He does. He really does. He's playing out of position as well on the wing. And I thought in the first game against Dundee, he was a little bit rusty. Obviously, it's the first game of the season. You don't really expect much more. But these other games, he's been amazing. He was great against Kilmarnock. He was unlucky not to score then. Very pleased that he got his goal on Saturday. Thoroughly deserved it. And yeah, he's a great sign. You've got to give credits to the board for him. He's a very good player.
Good find, Ben.
Yeah, well identified. I don't know if you would give credit to the board specifically, Killian. Come on, behave yourself.
Yeah, his assists in particular have been elegant, man. I mean, the one he had to who last week, and he just lobbed it over everybody. Yeah, he's got some touch to his game for sure.
Yeah. Okay. There was this moment where their fella took a shot from the edge of the box, as most of them were, and this was one that crashed off the crossbar. Did Sinisalo have it covered? Hard to say. I would be generous and say he probably did. You're saying no, Dan?
I think he generally did, but I'm being generous as well. Definitely not a couple of the other ones that went off post or the bar over the game. I mean, clearly beaten. Dundee was definitely very unlucky to not score at least one, but hey, that's football.
I think on another day we could have easily lost that game with the amount of chances they had.
Especially that early one, guys just bopping it right from the point of the penalty box. That was a really fantastic opportunity. I was totally surprised he missed it. I mean,
even their second chance, the one that your man curled in and hit off the post, that came from a mix-up between Sinisalo and McGregor. Like, I remember Sinisalo just kicking it straight at McGregor's chest, and no idea why he didn't put his foot through that, honestly.
Yeah. There were a few spots where, you could definitely count Dundee United unlucky during that game.
I mean, unlucky not to score a goal, maybe or two, but it's a bit of a stretch to think of another day they'd have beaten us.
Well, they could have easily been 2-0 up within 10 minutes. It was, so that would have been dodgy.
But that's also true.
That definitely changes the game. They definitely have the first chance.
Every time we go through these stills, there's so many times we could have scored when we didn't. So
that's true.
Especially over the past few years, we have had problems with doing that shit.
Yeah.
Converting chances.
If my auntie was my uncle, Killian, do you know an expression involving those words?
I absolutely have.
They're too young and innocent. All right. So into the second half, then Nygren sends it wide to Tinecti, as they've been discussing, by all accounts, Dano. They've been having conversations about trying to find each other more often. And they did it to great effect a couple of times in this game.
Yep.
So Tinecti's away, cuts back inside, and scores.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Great shot. Yeah. And, I mean, let's face it, it was heartening to see the kind of game Tunecti had overall versus his previous outings over the past several months. It's been pretty rough. So I thought he looked sharp overall, man. He had a good game, and that goal was well deserved and well played, man. He cut it back, and good goal, man.
Yeah, you can see there's a proper player in there. I remember seeing him on his debut at Rugby Park. He was outstanding. He was electric, taking on his man every time, beating him, cutting inside, going on the outside, all that.
Yeah.
He didn't score or assist that day, but I just remember thinking that he was very promising. After that, he didn't really kick on too much. He, as you said, he was very poor towards the end of last season, but seeing him today really gives you confidence in his ability.
I think with Tunecti, it's not like what he does when he's on the ball. It's what he does when he's off the ball or defending, like stupid fouls and stuff like that are just showing,
true.
Like kind of belying a low football IQ situationally. But on the ball, I think there's a player in there for sure.
Well, he has been terribly inconsistent, and there's a lot of Tunecti doubters out there. Haters going to hate, and like no matter what he does, they're not for changing. I've seen it all over Twitter today.
Yeah,
but the hope is that with Hassan coming in and coaches working with the wingers and saying, look, this is what Martinoneill wants. He wants wingers to beat their man. Take him on, go this way, go that way. He's coachable, you would hope. He's got the speed, he's got the skill. He's a bad decision maker, as you sort of allude to there, Dano. But if Hassan had come in and given us that performance, we'd all be very excited about our new signing, wouldn't we?
Yeah. And I mean, Tunecti, I seem to remember right after he got transferred, he had a couple assists and goals. People were pretty excited about him. But, this is kind of the problem with how people interpret transfers, right? I mean, for me, it's like, okay, give the guy a year, give him at least 6 months before you really start, was this boom or bust or whatever. And, Tunecti's in his second year with the club. I mean, it's a huge change. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I always give it at least 6 months to a year to really interpret what's going on here. I mean, sometimes with a real bust, with a real piece of shite, shall we say, going back to the 90s, you know right away, like, wow, this guy's terrible. But Tunecti, I'm willing, like most of the transfers, give him a little time. And this was a good game.
Smelliglove was swearing at Tunecti before he scored, as he gave up on a track back. We sort of mentioned that earlier. And
he is a little lackadaisical on that front, yeah.
Your man on Celtic TV, or the Celtic player, whose name I can never remember, Jerry McCullough.
Jerry McCullough.
He gets Tunecti right when he's got time to think about it, but when he's not, when he's just talking about the game, he calls him Tunetki. Drives me up the wall, I have to tell you. All right, let's get back to the game.
Yeah.
Another crossbar moment. This was a header. This was one that, as you say, there's no chance that keeper's getting to that one.
Yeah.
A bit worrying. Our set piece coach. I wonder what he's teaching them in terms of defending corners, because attacking corners is one thing, running into space. And they talk about how we defend zonally, and that doesn't equip you to counter defenders who are running into space, because they've got the run on you. But this one was a bit, I don't know, was this a run into space? But he got a good old header on it and could have scored.
Yeah.
Thankfully didn't.
Yeah, I mean, Shinitalo clearly beaten. So, again, bad luck, man. Bad luck.
Yeah, I'm not a fan at all of zonal marking. I just think we should always go man for man, get a grab, hold his jersey, not pin him down, don't let him move anywhere, just keep him there.
Some guy called Mickey Burns said Tunecti could have his Bobby Petta moment. Thanks for that contribution,
that?
Mr. Burns. It's just some Muppet. It's your dad. All right.
Yeah,
That's his online persona. Yeah, Mickey Mars.
All right.
Yeah.
So what was interesting about this game was that we got a glimpse of Mika Bauer. Dano, what did you make of his appearance?
Good for a short debut. I mean that back heel flick on for, I think it was the fourth goal, was chef's kiss. That was fantastic. I think he's really gonna be something. He's exactly what we need. He's like that technical bit of quality, control the game guy in midfield, maybe add a little bit of magic like Rio. And yeah, I definitely, I can definitely see a player. And he got a little scrappy during the game too, which I like to see. And I heard a lot of that from the support after the game. Mm-hmm. So yeah, for a short debut, I thought it was fantastic. Is he going to start Wednesday? We'll see.
He might.
I'd be all for it. I'd imagine he will.
I think he might. All right, let's look at the goal then, Killian. Lovely little flick here into the path of Tenecti.
Brilliant.
Oops. Oh, why am I showing this? Because it was a lovely little flick by a German, which reminded me of Herr Flick, which is a character that probably neither of you two know. I'd imagine. People in the chat probably will. What was Herr Flick a character from? Can you tell me what sitcom from back in the day? Pork Chop Express is. Oh, they're already in with it. Hello. It's the right answer.
I was thinking the guy on the right was John Oliver from Last Week Tonight.
These were the two actors that played Herr Flick. Great show. I thought it was terrible. 420. Hello. It was just English people making fun of the French and the Germans during wartime. But yes, it was a nice little German flick. Oh, people thinking it's hilarious. And obviously, the fallen Madonna with the big boobies. It's a famous quote. Killian, we're corrupting your young mind, left, right.
I'm trying to remain innocent for the moment, guys. Please hold off.
all this non-PC humor. This is terrible.
All right, so Tenecti then picked up the ball and fed his chum Negrin, who seems to be making good connections with players all around him at the moment. And this was a great moment here because Negrin, as he told us in the post-match interview, was thinking about the 1-2 here. And you can see him thinking about it right there. He's like, can I slide this through to Tenecti? And then he's in. But, it's not really on. And that defender is kind of hanging back, not lunging in. So he just takes the split-second decision to just go for it, swing a leg at it, see what happens. Doesn't even look up, just knows where the top corner is.
Yeah.
And absolutely gorgeous finish.
As he said in the post-match interview, it's always free in the top corner.
He loves the top corner.
Yeah, the defender right there, while he kind of cut off the 1-2 pass, he should have gotten more in Negrin's face immediately because he kind of hung out in no man's land for a second, gave Negrin a couple touches, and that's all it takes. I think he very much underestimated Negrin's deadliness in front of goal.
You can't give him that much space in the box, like.
Yeah. Yeah, he should have. After kind of cutting off that possibility, he should have been right up on him, but he just kind of hung back and gave him just enough space, and that was all it took.
Yeah, and then Hassan came on, and the view seems to be we didn't really see much of him. He looked like he didn't really fancy it in this moment. He sort of thought about running and then was like, oh, no, I don't want to push myself too much. So no real comment on him. Just good to see him in the hoops.
Too early to judge. He hasn't played in over a month, so no preseason either. So it's his first game.
Dundee were kind of dominating possession at that point too. Like there weren't a lot of times where you could like see Hassan, run the ball up the left-hand side. We didn't really have the ball. Like we were just kind of hanging back, and so I'm very excited about that signing. I'm glad he got a few minutes on the pitch. Hassan is, yeah, good stuff.
Okay, and then something you mentioned earlier on was the clash with Mika Bauer using his forehead. He's got a sizable forehead. It seems to be a bit of a weapon because he was absolutely fine after the incident, and the guy was had a broken eye socket or something. Had
Really?
to go
Yeah.
off. He had to go off.
On that subject, Gav, you and I would be speaking from experience, eh? Got the big forehead, eh?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you can talk about me having a big forehead because it just continues. I mean, it continues the whole way down.
Infinite, yeah.
You've got a forehead. I think when you get to my stage, you can't even call it a forehead.
It's just your head.
From
A
eyebrows
little bit like a Lawrence
your
Shanklin.
heels. Hey, you want to come on again, Killian?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Dano? Maybe you're talking about Dano.
Yeah,
Sure.
I was yeah, sure. I say I was talking about that. All right.
Yeah, sure. I'll take the heat. It's fine.
All right, so there you go. There's scales discussing the number of times they hit the woodwork, as we still call it, even though it's not woodwork.
Yeah.
Hit the metalwork. Killian, we should say.
Yeah, it was. They were very unlucky. They deserved, I think, at least a goal. As I said, on another day it could have been a completely different match, but we got quite lucky, and we also took our chances. So that's mainly what that was the main difference over the course of the game.
Bauer and Shanklin clashing heads.
Like a pair of rotting goats. Something. Not rotting. Yeah, rotting. 2 males. Anyway. John O'Shea says, be there Wednesday night from Cork. Oh, that's exciting. Hope that's fun. Before we move on to talk about that, some stats. Do we want to look at stats? They had 15 shots, 0 on target, apparently. We had 11 shots, 8 on target. That tells its own story, Killian. It's not on target if it hits the metalwork.
I thought it was, but honestly, I'd rather have. Well, for example, if you're at the start of a game, and it's like a back and forward game, in the stats, I'd rather have 1 shot off target, but that hits the bar, than a shot on target that's straight at the goalkeeper. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Got to make the keeper work, is the other cliche they say.
I suppose.
Let me see what else. 12 off target from them. Hold on, 15 shots, 12 off target, 0 on target. How does that work?
Blocks, maybe?
Guess would be as good as mine, man.
Blocks? Yeah, I suppose so.
We need Mahesh in the conversation here.
I mean, if I was down with the kids, I'd say that the math ain't mathing. That's the kind of crap you hear people saying these days. All right. Who was our top-rated player according to the BBC, Dano?
That's a pretty good
Give us
question.
top 3.
Top 3. I'm not sure if Oxlade-Chamberlain ended up playing the whole game. I don't think he did. He came out at like the 60th minute, yeah. I'd probably put up Duran, Tunekti McGregor, maybe.
And how about you? This is a fun one. How about you, Killian?
Negrin.
I'd say
yeah,
definitely. I'd say
McGregor.
Same as Dano, Duran, Tunekti, Negrin, just for the goals and assists that they got.
Yeah.
Negrin first, then Duran, then Trusty, would you believe? Ahead of
Trusty.
Trusty for the goal, I guess. First goal.
Can believe that.
Right.
Can
Fair
believe
enough.
that. Good to see Trusty getting a goal, man.
Yeah, I like Trusty. I think him as well after the World Cup, he's been a lot better. And also, we've got to remember that last season he played on the right-hand side and he's left-footed, so I'm sure that was a little bit tougher for him.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we all say maths, Mark, but Americans
Say it right?
say
Yeah.
math. You say math, don't you?
Concept. It's not a countable noun. Come on.
Okay. I didn't quite hear that, so sorry if I'm not reacting correctly. Did you see this in the audience? This guy, it seems like Casper Who is spreading the religious fervor among our fans. This guy was caught blessing himself multiple times on camera, much to the delight of the wee lassies with him. Do you do
You're
that,
right,
Killian, when you score? Do you say all glory to God as you're coming off the pitch?
Yeah, absolutely. Have a quick prayer. In the interviews, I was first of all glory to God, and then I say I need to go for some shooting practice for obvious reasons.
Good man.
Here
What
we
discipline?
go. Shite shifters. Did you see this?
I
As
did.
one of the advertising hoardings.
I
mean,
I get that might be your last name, but you could literally name your company anything. That's what you went with. I get it. Whatever.
There's no way that's anyone's last name, of course.
You got family.
What do they do, Dano?
Okay.
Grease trap.
emptying.
Look, emptying sewage treatment plants. Who are you going to call? Shite shifters. And look at the little logo they've got. It's like a piece of poo.
It kind of looks like our man Paul with the gun there, doesn't it?
That's
Dead ringer.
With a bit of a beard, yeah, that would work. I mean, surely if you're going to use like a shite as your logo, surely they've missed a trick there, Killian, by not saying no jobby too small.
That was and they should have absolutely put that in. That's a cracker.
Well, they're changing the spelling from I to Y, right? So it's not a curse word. It's probably not anybody's name, but I don't know. Couldn't you go a little more clever, like SCHEIDT or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, I remember at a match at Hampden. I just saw a photo a few days ago, and it was up on the screen. It said "Happy Birthday to Zach the Board." Back last year, I think it was against St. Mirren in the final. So they could have been a little bit more clever, something like that maybe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that was shite shifters. So the draw for the next round were away to Rangers, which is surprising, is it not? To meet quite so soon.
Sure, but oh well.
If they carry on their form, if they carry on their recent form, I don't mind meeting them, honestly.
Yeah.
They're shifting plenty of shite nowadays.
Yeah. There's a lot of shite shifting going on at Ibrox, man. But there, it's never easy.
Paddy Lavery, who was so nice to you, Killian. He's saying, of course, Gav mentioned shite shifters. He went to St. Max. I'm not sure if that's a homophobic joke. Might be. That might be what he's getting at there. Who knows? Who knows with Paddy?
Plenty of homophobic jokes back in the day. I'm sure you know what my dad's nickname was.
Oh, do tell.
Do I?
It was Gay Boy. I'm not sure if that was at St. Malachy's or if it was before. Maybe I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's not a very witty nickname. Play on words or something.
Because he liked the House Martins.
Well, most of them were back in the day.
I see.
And because he did some indecent things with guys, but that's besides the point.
Oh, that's your father you're talking about. Jesus, man. All right, let's move it on. So we fancy our chances. We fancy our chances against that lot on the other side of the city.
Yeah, always.
Zombies.
We can destroy their season. Just heap more misery on them. Yeah.
As per usual. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Fuck them up.
Remember, last year, Danny Roll got knocked out of every single tournament by Martinoneill in the Scottish Cup, Scottish League Cup, and eventually in the league. Absolutely bullied.
Yeah, just Just house those motherfuckers.
Bullied by a pensioner.
Yeah.
All right. So we started off the show. And we saw Arne Engels in grey and black and white. So we better take a moment to acknowledge his departure. How upset are we, Dano?
No, brilliant, man. Brilliant piece of business. What did we buy him for? 11 mil, something like that. 11 mil in Spain, and 22 billion is the reported fee. Perfect. Yeah, no, good bit of business, and wishing Arne all the best. He was instrumental in the run up. Those last 7 to 10 games, especially during the winning streak. He had some good games. The penalty versus Hearts was a huge moment right before halftime in the final game of the season. And wishing him all the best, man. He was a good player. Obviously hasn't shown his full potential by any stretch of the imagination, but he was good, man.
Yeah. And I think he was only 22 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you forget about that almost, Killian, wouldn't you? Because West Ham were saying, we've bought this 22-year-old from Celtic. And I was like, oh, yeah, right enough. I actually think it might not be a bad idea going to West Ham. I know everyone is saying he deserves better. But a season or two in the Championship and then getting promoted, by then he knows his way around West Ham. He knows his teammates. He's 24, say. And then he's into the Premier League. He might have grown in stature, as he has been doing since he joined us. But give him another 2 or 3 years, he's going to be very good.
Let's say if he was 28, like Maida, it would be a downgrade. But like, for example, Ipswich, like I think Maida could have. I think there was reports of him going to Brentford. I think that would have been more. That would have been suited him more, a better team. But since Engels is so much younger. I mean, he's turning 23 in a few months. He's got a lot more time ahead of him. I think it could be a good move for him. It'll give him plenty of experience down south, and I'm sure he'll be a great player for West Ham, and then whichever other club he moves on to play on.
And you just hope he gets some consistent management. You know, I mean, you just hope he doesn't go through, another season of one manager, season of another manager, fall out of favor just because the other guy has totally different tactics or whatever. Just hope he gets some consistency down there.
Did you watch his introduction there by West Ham?
Yeah.
The kit man welcoming him to the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good luck to him. But he was a very good player for us. But I'm not sure he sort of developed as much as we would have hoped in the time he was with us. And he may well do that for West Ham. So this may be best expressed through the medium of song, don't you think? That kind of thing.
Yes.
So, Killian, I don't know if you've enjoyed many of the Celtic karaoke moments. But when a player leaves us, I don't know if you've experienced them. I'm almost certain you haven't enjoyed them. When a player leaves us, that's kind of the last chance almost. So here's the Arne Engels one for you all. One last time. Dano, indicate to me if this doesn't come across properly in terms of the music or whatever. But otherwise, here you go.
Signed him, he came to us, a hefty price. Is that a surprise? Now we see him play right through them. This boy has everything, doubters now kiss his ring. It doesn't matter what they say, no one listens anyway. King of midfield, such a weapon, playing in front of our defense. Engels wins possession as an engine, and boy can it possible, corners whipped in and all. The Belgian muscle Arne grows in stature every day. King of midfield, the Belgian muscle Arne turns it on and blows them away. King of midfield. Come on, Arne, you'll be great when you learn to dominate. When we signed him, he came to us a hefty price. Is that a surprise? Now we see him play right through them. This boy has everything, doubters now kiss his ring. It doesn't matter what they say, no one's listening anyway. King of midfield, pay no mind to what they say, it doesn't matter anyway. King of midfield, King of midfield, King of midfield.
Dear, the comments,
Amazing.
Killian.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but was that Charlie Puth singing that, or was it someone else?
No, I don't get that reference. Do you, Dana?
He's a singer. He's got perfect
was fun.
pitch.
Big star nowadays. Yeah,
Originally-
huge star.
Okay, well, clearly not. It was me with my extra tighty whities on, apparently. But that's the whole point. You see, it's Celtic karaoke, Killian. You have to listen with a forgiving ear. I think it's fair to say.
Did he miss
it
a
was-
Did he miss a single penalty while he was with Celtic? I
Yeah,
don't
one
think he did.
against Roma won.
Sure,
And
That's
Roma won? Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I
That's
think
all.
that's the main thing we're gonna miss if we don't have somebody who can step into that role confidently. That's the one thing that I thought that he really brought to the table. He was an excellent penalty taker.
Top shelf banger, says 420.
Hell yeah. As always, baby.
Oh, Jesus. I'll put up the positive ones. Usually I'm wallowing in self-flagellation when these comments come in. Anyway, that's Arne Engels. You probably won't hear that song again now unless we do like a musical special, digging back through the archives on stage in the future.
Always a highlight. Yes. Love being on when songs come on, man.
Alrighty. Okay, so farewell to Arne Engels as he's
Okay.
off. I don't know if you saw this, but there's another farewell here. Farewell to Bonnie Tyler. A dignified silence, followed by applause as the hearse drove through the Mumbles, just outside Swansea, a place I know quite well. Bonnie Tyler, you probably don't know who that is, Killian, I imagine. Do you?
No, I'm not sure.
She was a famous singer from Wales in the 80s. You probably know the song Total Eclipse of the Heart. Have you heard of that?
I think I have. Yeah, I think I have heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was her. Total Eclipse of the Heart, which reminded me because I nearly did a version of that for David Turnbull, because that song's like turn around every now and then, blah, blah, blah. And I was going to do Turnbull every now and then, etc. But you'd be delighted to hear I didn't, and I will never subject anyone to that. Probably for the reason that
Do
you think you're
do
gonna?
we have a
Do you
like
think
a
you're gonna be able to
collection of
sing? Say
do
again,
we have a
Demo.
collection of tunes left on the cutting room floor there, Gav? Like, are there a lot of B-sides that you that you kind of left out, like Turnbull and some other ones?
I know you're very muffled to me. Is Dano clear to you there, Killian?
Yeah, I can hear it.
I'm scared.
Uh,
Something's going on with my audio.
Got a lot of. I mean, do you have a lot of cut tunes that got left on the cutting room floor? Maybe a B-sides collection we can release later. I don't know what's
I
going
don't
on.
know if I'm not reacting to you. It's because I can't quite hear what you're saying for some reason. It's not because I find you singularly
Yeah.
unamusing. All right. So that was Bonnie. Oh, this was quite good. This was a guy from Chicago Celtic Supporters Club. Went to see the Chicago Fire and got his head shaved so he could meet an ex-Celt there, Andrew Griplin. There he is meeting him and look, gets his shirt and everything. This guy, the fan there, is often on the Celtic World USA show, representing Chicago, your hometown, Dana.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Sweet home.
Right, and we've just gone over the hour, so we've just got to wrap it up. On a recent show, Killian, I was talking about this thing that I keep getting on my feed. That's because I'm a baldy. I don't know how they do that. But anyway, I must have watched one of their videos, and it's people getting these hair pieces that are made to look like their hair, and then they get it blended in. And it's really Dano's touching his head. I'm talking to this. I was never going to do it, but some of the results were amazing, so I thought I'd share it. Here's a Celtic word for a laugh. So let me check this out. I'm going to play. How did I make this play? Oh dear. Try that again. Before and after.
Scott Brown?
I mean, that looks pretty convincing. Look at this guy. 20 years younger. It's insane.
Yeah. As Dan was saying, are we sure Scott Brown didn't do that and he didn't grow his hair, he did this? Is that a possibility?
Some pretty good reactions there, these fellas. I mean, there's not much you can do about his face. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you want me to undergo a stunning transformation some week.
Do it.
I'll just
Do it.
That would look hilarious, wouldn't it? All right. I'm sorry for the audio issues. It seems we've had some throughout the show. I guess that's what that's referring to. We'll try and get it sorted for next time. Killian, it's been great to have you. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope to see you again later in the season.
Hope so. It's been great.
Daniel,
great being on.
Always a pleasure with you as well. And
thank you.
Everybody in the chat, as always, tremendous contributions. Thanks for being with us. And we'll see you in the next one. Until then, hail, hail.
Hail, hail.
Yeah.